Hey, what's up everyone? So yes, we just had one of the best, if not the best playoff weekends in NFL playoff history, and it ended with an incredible quarterback battle shootout, but was it ruined at the end? Let's talk about it. Make sure to like the video for the YouTube algorithm, and also only a small percentage of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed, so if you end up liking this video, consider subscribing. It's free, and you can always change your mind. Enjoy the video. So like I said, we just witnessed one of the best weekends of football in NFL playoff history, and every game had a walk-off ending. I mean, it was amazing if you're a football fan, but I wanted to talk about the Bills-Chiefs game first because yes, it was one of the best playoff games I've ever watched, at least in terms of offense and in terms of recent memory, but it was so fun and it had so much drama throughout. We saw what was probably one of just many playoff battles between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. It was a back and forth game and we saw both quarterbacks play spectacular. Both Allen and Mahomes had multiple plays where they had to make ridiculous plays by avoiding the pass rush and throwing circus passes or scrambling for first downs. I was so impressed with each of the quarterbacks. We've seen Patrick Mahomes do it time and time again in the playoffs, but to see Josh Allen out there breaking tackles, fighting for first downs, it was really cool. Defensively, yeah, I mean, that was pretty horrible. I mean, the defenses, they just couldn't do anything. Pass defense was non-existent on both sides, but it made for some must-watch TV for offense. Allen and Mahomes had 69 and 68 yards rushing respectively, while Allen passed for 329 yards and 4 touchdowns, and Mahomes passed for 378 yards and 3 touchdowns. Neither quarterback threw an interception either. I mean, it was just, like I said, a crazy offensive shootout. The biggest story of the game, though, as we know, was the fourth quarter and the entire just game-ending sequence. Okay, so with just 1 minute and 54 seconds remaining in the game, the Bills took a 3-point lead, and what did the Chiefs do? They went 75 yards in 52 seconds on a 64-yard catch-and-run play by Tyreek Hill. And then the Bills themselves would answer and go 75 yards in 49 seconds to take a 3-point lead again as they scored another touchdown. And yes, with 13 seconds left in the game, up by 3, the Bills decided not to squib kick and they kicked it into the end zone, giving it to Patrick Mahomes with, like I said, 13 seconds. And what does he do? He goes 44 yards in 2 plays to Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, setting up a 49-yard field goal to send the game to overtime. Now, who knows what we would have done in that situation if you or I were the head coach of the Bills, but wow. I mean, the fact that 13 seconds was too much time for Patrick Mahomes is absolutely crazy. I mean, everyone thought the game was over. I thought the game was over, and I'm usually the kind of person who's watching like, hey guys, you never know, let's keep watching the game, you never know what's going to happen, but even I thought it was over. The Bills defense was like paper on those 2 plays. I mean, no pass rush, just wide open receivers. I mean, if they had squibbed, they may have used up half of that 13 seconds, but they also could have messed it up. That's what I've heard online. They could have kicked it out of bounds. They could have, messed up the squib, given it to the Chiefs at the 50, 40-yard line. But I mean, I don't know what I would have done. Let me know what you would have done down in the comments below. Regardless, this colossal screw up caused the game to go to overtime, and who would be the first to get a chance on offense? Of course, the Kansas City Chiefs. They would then go 75 yards on 8 plays in 4 minutes, winning the game with a touchdown pass to Travis Kelce. I mean, wow. It was such an amazing game, and for it to end with Allen on the bench not even getting a chance is pretty sad, to be honest. Everyone has their opinion on the NFL overtime rules, and we saw the Chiefs get the short end of the stick a couple years ago in the playoffs against the Patriots, but how is it fair when the game is decided by a coin toss? The coin toss in regulation tells us who gets it first, and then the other team gets it first in the second half. So it just doesn't make any sense why it's the same, flip of the coin thing in overtime, but it doesn't have the same benefits for both sides. And just to be clear so everyone knows, I love watching both teams. I mean, I'm a fan of the Bills and the Chiefs. I would have been okay with either team winning. It was a great game. But fans deserve to watch these two go back and forth like they do in college. Or just start doing 2-point conversions only, like the very first beginning of overtime, just do 2-point conversions. I don't know, but what a disaster for the NFL to have such terrible rules. And I'm not going to go as far as to say it ruined the game like some others have said, but it definitely took away of what could have made it even better. I already consider it one of the best playoff games I've ever watched. It could have been way up there if both teams had a chance on offense. Still, it was so amazing, and I think Josh Allen did more than enough in these playoffs to prove himself. And for Mahomes and the Chiefs, I mean, we already said before that they can score instantly, but that fourth quarter showed us that literally they can score at any time. You are never safe from that Chiefs offense. No lead will ever be safe from that team. The game was so good, it felt like a Super Bowl to me. It just felt like I was watching an actual event because it was so fantastic. But let me know in the comments below what your thoughts on the game are, and of course what your thoughts on the overtime rules are in general. Like I said, Josh Allen really proved himself in these playoffs. He played almost perfectly, almost flawlessly. I mean, he carried that team on his back. And also, congrats and shout out to Bills wide receiver Gabriel Davis for being the first player in NFL playoff history with 4 touchdown receptions. I mean, he had the hot hand and he played fantastic. And overall, great job to both teams, and I'm sure we will see this playoff matchup many more times over the next 10 plus years. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, make sure to drop a like for me and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as I'll be uploading a lot more NFL content. And as always, everyone, I'll see you in the next one.